here. Come here, Carla. Carla. Apparently I started a short stream because when I turned on my phone, it said stream interrupted. That'll get deleted. What the? Carla, or Carl, can you bring me a cloth, something to wipe up puke with? I just stepped in a puke. Cats are fun. I've got my sock is full of cat puke right now. I know you're jealous. We're going the vertical format today because we'll show some more pictures, but I have my needle binding with me so we can play with the VOD stitch again. So to say hello, Carla might not be done yet. Okay, did you find a towel or something so I can deal with my foot? I'm not kidding, it's sitting in puke right now. Meanwhile, I got a belated birthday gift. I got wine. This one will be good for sharing. La Maison Rémy Lefebvre, I don't know how to say. Est une maison respectée de Bourgogne. It's a respectable house of Bourgogne qui sélectionne. I don't know. It would be easier to translate this actually with a selection of rigoureusement les meilleurs terrorists like this wine. Terroirs pour vous offrir des vins de Bourgogne elegantes et d'une finesse remarquable. I cannot speak French, but it's a remarkable wine from the house of Bourgogne, or however you say the Bourgogne, and one of the finest. And it's meant to be shared or offered. Yeah, with terrorists. It says terrorists. Well, it's backwards. Okay, read backwards. Okay. No, so that one I can probably sip slowly. Okay, I have to just depuke myself and I'll be good to go. How was your weekend? Are you standing in cat puke where you're from? That was disgusting. So yes, we have 3 cats now. Come here, Carla. I'll go get one now, now that I'm out of the... Come here, Carla. I see you aggressively want to snuggle. You're very noisy. Let go of the blanket. Okay, we will aggressively snuggle, I promise. Okay, here she is. It's Carla. Carl has some updates on cat diplomacy. She missed us while we're gone, apparently, because she's very loud. There she is. But she's still quite noisy, making all kinds of little... Did you need some snuggles? Oh, it's so good. The other cats aren't jealous at all. As a matter of fact, here comes one now. There goes the other one. Are you jealous? Yeah, you want snuggles too? Yeah, yes, I see you. Oh, she's very interested in snuggles. Did we go to work today and leave you at home? That was horrible of us. No, I think she likes me because I'm female. Yeah, too many men around here, huh? 2 male cats and a Carl. Yeah. What is that chirping, do you think? She was been very loud the last 2 nights. So I don't know if she's just mad at us because we were away or if she's not quite done. But she does have an appointment on Friday with a vet. That's right, you're going to get fixed. That's true. You are going to be sterilized and hopefully that it will be a little bit more comfortable for you. So she has been on... when Carl's father had her this whole time, she was on pregnancy pills. But because she's now going to be an indoor cat, she is no longer on them, and that's why we suspect that she's very vocal. She might be having some hormonal issues, so a little nip and tuck might be a good thing, huh? Yes. Or she's very frustrated. Maybe that's it because my cats, male as they are, can't do a damn thing for her. Okay, so today we thought it was kind of fun to go through the pictures, especially for Carl. So we're sending in this format so we can do the green screen thing where we can look at some pictures from, oh, I have a little scratch on my head there, sorry. Let's see. We can do this kind of thing. But this is the problem I had last time, is my pictures were in the wrong format, but this time I've made them straight. So we'll be able to have a better look. She's really excited for you to come now. So I can start off, well, I was going to start off showing a little bit of Nalbinding while Karl gets ready, but I don't know if Karl is ready to let me go yet. She's... I have no idea. I got a message from Kristen. What have I done on earth have I done wrong since you've been to England? I have no idea what she's talking about. I suspect she's having a bad day at work. Hi. Hi. Are you all snuggly? Okay, we have to catch up on chat here, but I'm going to open my computer because it's easier to read the chat on the computer. You about ready to play, Karl? Or are you looking for a beer? Yeah, which one is that? Your only YouTube beer we have left, you said. Yeah. Okay, hopefully we won't have too much of a network issue. I have to share my network. Oh, the Belgian Blonde. Yeah. From Chin. Kinn. All right, either you get the microphone or the cat does. Let's see. Okay, you ready? We were a little bit delayed. We got home 2 minutes before YouTube. So not stressed at all completely and whoops, there you go. Yes, you poor thing. Oh, I know, it's such a hard thing to be a cat. Would you like to update him on cat diplomacy while I show off your beer and get the YouTube, sorry, that was carefully. Let me get your computer set up here so I can read chat.
The cat diplomacy is going swimmingly.
Yeah.
Particularly she and Fuzzy are straight up friends. They do each other's hair and makeup.
Let's see. Okay, then I get the live chat up. So chat disconnected. Please wait while reconnecting. That means I have to reload my page. There we go. Oh, now I see lots of chat, and we switch to live chat. Okay, I saw Audra was here, rain and cold and 6 degrees in Trondheim. I think we're about similar without the rain in Gudvangen. Today it's a little on the chilly side, just a little bit nipply. Raymond is here, Arlene from Scotland, and no, I'm sorry, from Australia and Perth. I keep getting him mixed up with Robert Reynolds. I haven't seen him yet, but he's being missed, I guess. Arlene is here in Canada. Then we have Audra, who is in Norway, originally Lithuania. Patricia Edwards. Welcome back. I haven't seen that name in a while. Let's see. It's hard to do this in vertical mode. You get kind of hard to get both people in there. Amaro is here. Belgium. Albert, Norway. Nikki, United States. No, Australia or New Zealand. Sorry, Kiwi. Nolvia, USA. Sandy Privet. Oh, remind me where you're from, Sandy. I think I know, but I'm not too sure. Pikachu fan 2016. It's me, Orion. I changed the profile. Oh, welcome back. We miss you. Vertical is so tiny on my phone. Siamese are generally vocal cats, says Nikki. Crap, we're screwed. She hasn't been this vocal at your father, but that's as far as we know, because she's outside a lot.
She is pretty vocal there too.
It's
just that he couldn't really hear her.
Yeah. She's sitting here.
So when she comes in with the mouse, for instance, you hear her trying to hold the mouse in her mouth and to meow at the same time. So you're going.
She likes her belly rubbed anyway, but now she's laying down nicely. You can kind of see her there. She's like a really long weasel. Okay, so fun cat vomit, says Sandy. Oh yeah, you have no idea how much fun that was. Especially when I didn't realize what it was. I just thought my foot was kind of wet, or cold. So then I'd put my foot down more in it and move it around a little bit. And then when I realized what it is, can't wait to watch that back later. We going like, what the? First I thought maybe there was yarn stuck to my foot but it's under the table, so it was hard to see. And then I realized that's not a wad of yarn. That's a cat puke. Yum.
She's getting all that.
Oh, now she's getting a big tummy rub. Prude is here. The cat sounds like a baby crying. Prude's in Poland, by the way, originally South Africa. Sacre bleu. That was me trying to read French. I like that. Poor Carla, says Audra. No puck here, no puke here, says Arlene. I like the no puck here. Actually, we had a group there was a group that was called something like For the Love of Puck. I thought that was cute. Minnesota hockey fans. Annette Goes Adventure. Hi, Karen and everyone. Hey, Annette. Let's see. There's a lot of familiar names here. It's me, Orion, Kian. I changed profile. Yeah, I said that one again. Roger's here. Susan Youngman is here.
You can see some kind of diplomacy and.
Yeah, they can see. There's
in
Fuzzy.
real time. Fuzzy didn't feel like being diplomatic, so he just left.
Oh, did Prudy get sick? I just saw somebody said, I have no idea what the weather is like outside. Hector and I are stuck at home in bed with the allergy. I feel like a snot factory. Allergy, that sounds very medieval.
Allergy, I assume.
I like allergy. Can you... You know what, though? I'm sitting... Okay, anytime I go through an airport, this is when the COVID OCD Karen comes out. I was not wearing a mask, but I was... I was anti-backing left and right. That's when I actually used the little spray bottles. This one does not. This one starts sneezing and becoming a snot factory, too.
Yeah, but...
Now I am a sneezing snot
factory.
There is
no way. We got sick at the same time, so there is no way that
I was a day after you. You were sneezing like mad, and I thought, what in the hell are you getting sick? And then I, like, squirt more antibac. Are you getting sick? And then...
Well, that's one of the things when the pandemic was over. I basically decided that from now on, all the alcohol goes on the inside.
Yeah. There's 2 of us in this house. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Enjoy your alcohol. Let's see. Oh, Trisha's here too, I see. And Garcia's here. Carla is beautiful. Yeah, she's nice. Sandy says my cats chirped when in heat. Yeah, you right on cue.
It might be, but it shouldn't last this bloody long.
No, I don't know, but she's getting fixed on Friday. PJ's here. Let's see if I got caught up here now. There might be a couple. Oh, there's some more. I'm a little behind. Oh, there we go. Oh, Vendigo is here. Are you in Canada? Yeah, there's 2. Sandy Clark is also here. Okay, Nikki says, what do you think archaeology will look like when people are digging up our crap? It's like mostly plastic and USB digital. You have a comment on this?
They would probably have a better schema. They would have a better idea of what we actually had. Because so much of it is preserved. Depends how long into the future these archaeologists are working, because some of the things we do makes no sense when you kind of...
Yeah. Sandra Clark, road tripping from Canada to Florida to visit sick family. For some reason, I thought Sandra was in Australia. We are worldwide and have... Anyway. Let's see. I'm still catching up here. Oh, PJ's going to put photos up on Facebook, not until permission given. I forget what the photos are about, but I will keep looking. Oh, there we go. JCB is a digging machine. JCB is a brand that becomes synonymous with a kind of digger. This is in reference to Chatty Kitty. How is she? Well, she's happier now. She's just like a little overly happy. She's cuddling with Carl there. I don't know if you can. Yeah, you can see her on the bottom of the screen because we're vertical. It'll probably be protective. You need protective gear because of the lithium batteries, says PJ in regards to... I believe this is the archaeology thing, yeah. Yep. Oh, the lithium batteries everywhere, geez. Raymond says, my theory, in the future, we have no evidence that they wore baseball caps, as we have not found any of them in burials.
Yeah.
It's not wrong. I like that.
That's a good point.
That's true. We all wore dress suits, and I don't know how many were buried in a Hawaiian t-shirt or Hawaiian shirt. Did you find her claw? And did her claw and a sensitive part of your body?
She has anchored herself to my knee and my thigh. One claw in each, because that's all she needs.
PJ says, I've worn the skins off my thumb to the point that my phone doesn't recognize me anymore. Oh no. Nikki says, baseball caps are so telling about society. And Arlene says, actually, we have a lot of pucks around here. She's from Canada. Of course they do. Canada and Minnesota. Hockey, 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 and a little bit of curling. We don't know what football is or soccer. Well, football, but yeah, not soccer. The British football. Hi. Riddiesby's here as well. Roger says the future archaeologists will have wild theories on what and when Gudvangen happened. Albert says, me and the missus are in town today on a little date, and there was a food festival in town, so we bought cheese and apple cider and Fireball. What do you think? Yeah. Okay, on with the pictures anyway. Now that I got the computer set up, Carl can. There's a little bit of delay on my screen from live to when we're actually seeing it. So okay. Anyway, Carl is going. We're going to test him on melee weapons. There's way too many pictures. Some of these are from the last time around. I don't want to step in any more cat poop. Puke. Some of these are from the last time around, but they've been fixed now so that you can see the whole picture.
Carla, why?
She's cleaning herself. So leg up in the air. I wish I could do that. Okay. We'll have some words from Carla. Let's see. Okay. Picture, I think the first one I have of the melee weapons was this one. Okay, Carl. I have to turn this up. You'll see it on the screen in a minute there on our computer. There you go. Now I don't know what's being caught. Some of the yarn is being caught on the screen there, but it's not. Let's see. Maybe if we just move our heads out of the way, they can see it better. Maybe there's something green in the yarn.
That looks like it's frozen.
Nope, that might be frozen. Oh, I paused. Sorry. There we go, and then. Why is my thing doing that? Let's see. There. My computer got stuck. Okay, anyway. If I can hit the play button. There we go. But it's a little bit late yet, sir. Do you see the sword? Okay.
Yes, I see it, but it's hard to say anything sensible about what it is.
Okay, I have to get myself out of the way here. Okay, can you see it? There's two of them there, actually, but one of them looks like...
I'm fading in and out of existence because of my green cloak, so I think I'll take that off.
Probably. Welcome home. But you're also in front of the screen. I can move it a little bit, but it seems to be picking up green. We'll have to fix that.
From context clues around it, the thing next to it very much looks like a bayonet.
Mm-hmm.
That tells me that this sword is contemporary with bayonets. And people who used that sort of sword and bayonets at the same time, I'm very tempted to say Indian.
Yeah?
It just looks a little bit too practical to be Indian, because I absolutely love to have the least user-friendly swords in the known universe.
Actually, the coat next to it looked a bit like... I want to say... It almost looked like one of those Viking coats, but it's a bit more British, maybe.
It has...
I like that we get to test these with you out of context.
It has no discernible pommel.
Yeah.
And it has almost exaggerated forward curved crossguard. It's certainly Eastern.
Let's see.
That sort of thing, I don't believe this can be European at all.
The yarn big. Sorry. Yeah. I can show you the picture.
The Middle East don't like straight blades much, so it's probably Indian or Chinese, and my money is on Indian.
Here's a picture. I can actually show it to you that way, so you can see the coat next to it originally. They can't see it, but you can.
I can vividly imagine an Indian wearing something like that.
Okay, so maybe it is. I noticed that I tend to like a lot of the things from the same. Okay. And then we get to there. That one. Okay, those. I'll move the screen out of the way here.
That's Indian for sure.
Yeah. And can you... I wish we got to find a way. Maybe if we do this. There we go. Then it just focuses on the sofa instead. Okay, yeah, that's better. Then they're not getting all the digital stuff. Yeah. Can you see what that is? This actually has a picture in the background to give you a clue. The agent of imperialism.
Yeah, and the big map of India. So yeah, no, this shouldn't be hard to guess.
Yeah.
But
So you're right, because the coat, I think, is actually next to it to the left.
what gives it away is the punch dagger for me.
What's a punch dagger for me?
It's that thing.
So you're pointing onto the screen. He's on the one on the left he's pointing at.
The thing that you grip like a pistol almost, and imagine if you were boxing, you have a
Yeah.
blade pointing straight forward from your fist.
Yeah.
But this is also a very good illustration of my point. If Osman is watching, he can maybe explain this to me, because everything
He
looks,
is actually. I see him right there. He said hi.
everything looks so impractical. Look at the long sword here, the sword in the foreground, which looks like a spike coming out of the where the pommel would be on a normal sword.
Yeah.
That makes it very hard to use in very many techniques. You would have to kind of move it close to your body or tilt your arm in a way where that spike would be a problem.
Yeah.
Then you have the one in front of it, which has this interesting,
long curved one.
yeah, the interesting ball shape in your hand. I'm guessing it's very forward heavy, because that pommel doesn't look like, it looks like it's made out of the same thing as the grip, so probably ivory.
Yeah.
It doesn't look comfortable, but if you're using it from horseback and you are just basically using it for drive-by stabbing, then that's probably fine.
Okay.
There are some European, notably Swiss and German daggers that have this ball thing.
Yeah.
But it's very uncommon.
The one on the right looks almost. Oh no, that's a handle that looks like a bone or something.
You're talking about the dagger thing?
Yeah, the one on the right there.
It's kind of like, when it comes to the geometry of the grip, if you have it wider at the front and narrower at the bottom, it's meant for stabbing.
Yeah.
And if it is wider at the bottom and narrower at the front, it's meant for cutting.
Yeah.
This dagger is
Jack in the
by
screen.
that logic meant for cutting.
Yep.
Which is odd. It's an odd choice for a dagger, because it's
You're just swimming.
practically why, woman?
I know, I was swimming you around. You're kind of fun. I like this
Why
green
am I
screen thing.
ghosting around in the middle of the screen?
Because I'm having fun with you. There you go. Now I got you perfect. No, Asma's watching actually. He'll recognize some of these weapons. Okay, so which one do you think would be the most effective out of all of those?
It depends on, weapons are tools, so you use them for the situations where you need them, basically.
Yeah.
But if I was to pick something, and the guy next to me gets to pick another thing, I would go for the one with the white hilt there.
Yeah.
Because at least I understand how to use it. I don't have a spike to stab myself in the hip, and I also don't have to learn how to use the katar or the punch dagger. The dagger is too short, and if I pick that and somebody picks a sword, I can't win that fight.
Yeah.
But
there's a cat coming in and out of ghostly existed. Hey, Torben is here. Good evening. He says, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Torben. We are we're ghostly today, doing creepy things. No, Osman will probably recognize quite a few of these. PJ or Bruda had noted on the previous picture that the text behind it said "socket bayonet." I can, Carla. Help.
Yeah. The socket bayonets were the natural evolution of
that was the
plug bayonet that I used before it. The plug bayonet, you fire the one shot that you have time to fire, and then you just push your bayonet into the physical barrel of the weapon.
Yeah.
Thereby rendering it inoperable for shooting, but now you have a spare.
Yeah.
But with the socket bayonet, you can use the weapon for both. You can you can reload it, and you can shoot with it with the bayonet still attached.
Yeah. Okay, next picture. This is all in the same section, by the way. So this one, and I have to move this again. So if it stares at the couch, we seem to not be so ghosty in here. Okay, so these ones, company rule, 1757 to 1820, British policy towards India was dominated by three issues: security, stability, and profitability. They reformed the administration and created a professional civil service, but they allowed Indians to hold only junior positions. That wasn't very nice of them. The company introduced new systems in land ownership and encouraged growth. Okay, so a lot of this display also shows trade. There's like little jars and things that they would trade, and there's more in this display than just the weapons. But okay, Carl, these weapons, if you can see them there, there's a bit of glare because it's. I did actually, when we went back, I did actually have an umbrella for some pictures because the
Again,
the displays across the hall are
obviously,
affecting.
both from context and from looks, are Indian weapons.
Yep. Look how decorated they are, though.
Yeah, they're very decorated. I kind of like the one closest to the poster.
Yeah.
That one looks...
That's an extreme curve.
That's not an extreme curve, right until you see some of the Middle Eastern things.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I got weapons of those though.
It is noticeably curved, but I also can see that the blade is very light, so you can probably move this thing at a blinding speed. It has a curved grip, so your hand won't slide off it. And I also think you have the edge alignment in the grip, which is more than I can say for the other long one there, because that looks to have a completely cylindrical grip, which is not something you want on the blade.
Yeah, this one also looks, the middle one, because the other one is the sheath. But the middle one, there's like some picture reflection in the background, so it's hard to see. But it has like a blunt tip.
This might be a sheet, or it
Might be a
inside the sheet.
crop or something, yeah.
I'm guessing this is a blade in the sheet, because if this is meant to be a mace with a little bent tip down there, I can't see the...
Yeah, no, it's hard to see with that what do you call it, that white woodworking thing in the background. Okay, so the sheep second to the right, or the ones on the right is okay. It's a sheath, and yeah, the decoration is flipping amazing. Look at that. And if you're really, really zoomed in, you can almost see under the hilt of the one on the right. It seems to be like a drawn image of a person, but I'm not sure. But anyway, the shape of this one is different too. If you look at the blade, it's not exactly coming very much to a point. It's more like the handle of a spoon.
Yeah, it's a cutting sword. There are very, very, very few swords that are meant only for one thing.
Yeah.
There is a balance where you can both cut and thrust with the same weapon. But some swords lean more heavily into one or the other thing.
Yeah.
So you have things like the rondel dagger is exclusively for stabbing. It doesn't even have an edge. It's just a spike.
PJ's speaking to the cat, sorry.
Things like the executioner's sword is meant only for cutting. It doesn't even have a tip. That thing is very close to an executioner's sword. So it's meant only for cutting, which makes it completely mind-blowing to me that they don't have a ovide grip. They have a cylindrical grip. Because if you are cutting, you need to have the edge alignment on point. Yeah. And that's very hard when you can't feel it on how you hold the weapon.
So the one on the left, where would that blade be sharpened? On the inner of the curve or the outside of the curve? Or would it be sharp on both edges?
It's on the outside.
On the outside of the curve, okay. And the other one would be...
Well, almost certainly.
Yeah.
You have some exceptions, like the Fox, the Rompaya, and the Sika, but the exceptions here are very rare.
A little bit more chat here. Everybody's speaking to the cat. PJ's saying meow, 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 meow. And what do you think about that, Carla? She's purring. There's Robert from Glasgow. It's good. Okay, now we have Robert Reynolds and Raymond Roberts. I've got it. It's good. Nice scimitar, says Torben. That sounds like a deadly combo. Albert, he's talking about beer and a fireball. Raymond says, we need a polarizing lens. It helps immensely with photographing things behind glass. Yeah, after this trip, because I didn't think about the glare, though, this last trip we brought an umbrella with, and I had to use it on a couple of the shots that we saw at the Gladiator thing, because there was a really bright red display that kept reflecting. It worked. I looked like an idiot sitting there with a black umbrella behind me, but it helped. Torben says, ooh, the frisbee throwing sword thing. The weapon of the Sikh. Am I saying that right? Sikh. Okay. And then Outer says, I can hear Carla purring, Kurgout, and that means, where could I get this? I think that's Carl you're hearing. And then Albert's asking about airbrush. This is about the, he says you have an airbrush, Torben, how easy is it to use? Or how, that actually I was looking for when we were at the Warhammer shop. He's referring to Warhammer painting Warhammer figures. We did not see an airbrush thing there, but I'm kind of curious about that one too. Karen, your cat accent is terrible. Damn it. I'm working on it. Okay, new picture, new picture. Let's see. This one. It's more from the same display, but we have I took 30 pictures this time. Okay. No, that one we did. Let's go to this one. There we go. Okay.
That's the worst one.
I know that it's because it's a little screen delay. Give it a second. It'll catch up. There. Now that is not the same display. That's a fencing tool.
This is kind of modern fencing.
Yeah. Well, we were all over the place. The cat
I am
just.
not an expert on these type of swords because they're basically gone.
What the crap? I asked one favor of you.
They're basically gone from being weapons to being sporting equipment at this point. But this is either I would say a foil.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure. It's probably in the text, by the way, but this is very, very similar to the one they use for modern Olympic fencing.
I have to laugh at Torben's reply to Albert. He says, I don't know yet, Albert. I'm trying it for the first time tonight. The compressor got delayed by the damned postal service. I'd like to remind everyone that Torben works for the postal service. He is the damned postal service. Okay, Pruda says, the eggs on the wall behind you look like bullocks. That might have been in the last picture. It's a rapier, says Raymond. I think I did take some, let's see, we'll put it back forward again. I love it when we kind of go ghostly digital here. Oh, this is not the same. We go back to the fencing weapons soon, though. But this one's quite cool. This was in a case upstairs, I believe, with the horses. Fuzzy keeps trying to attack the camera. Say hi, Fuzzy. Just have to move Fuzzy out of the way. There we go. Okay.
As a general rule, when you photograph a sword, photograph the whole thing. Because
he just keeps walking in front of it. Now his ass is in front of the camera. It's interesting to see what it picks up, though. Okay, so do you know what this one is? This is...
I don't know. Oh, okay, you have the pommel.
Sorry, yeah, the pommel's here. But look at the base of the pommel. You can see there's like a... This is upstairs, though, with all the Asian things. They were so cool.
Chinese or Indian? Most likely Chinese.
Yeah. This is next to one of the horsemen.
What does those guys have against crossguards?
What do you mean? Oh, yeah, because he doesn't have a crossguard. It's like a round shape of a dragon head, it almost looks like.
I think it's a pig.
But look at all the ornament. Yeah, maybe it could be a pig. I think it's a dragon head. They like dragons. Okay, but look at all the gilding on there. I think it's amazing. Anyway, but this is just, it's already in the sheath, so we don't get to see what it looks like without it, but... Okay, so we're going to guess...
I would say probably Chinese, but...
Yeah, I believe it is. It's either Chinese or somewhere very close to it, because most of the display up there was, as far as Turkish, Indian, China... Japan, Tibet... They had around there. Torben says, is that a bronze sword? Actually, I don't know. But it's really cool, the sheath.
I very much doubt it's bronze.
If you're able to zoom in.
It,
I should have gotten pictures of the... I might actually have the... I don't know if that one has the display thing underneath it, but it would have been cropped out of the pictures. I had to crop them to get into it. Okay, so more homework for Carl. All right, next one. Wow, she's vocal, that one. Okay.
Silly, you are allowed to beat up your sister when she gets this annoying.
Next one. Oh. This is, we're going all over the, look at those little, it's the, you know what it is? Those, it's the Okinaras that's in the back, but it looks like balls. I have to show what that is. Hang on a second. If I go out of green screen mode. There. It's these, but I keep seeing balls. So now if I go back into the green screen mode here, there you go. See, it looks like little balls. Yep. Sorry, go ahead. I'm having way too much fun with the technical difficulties. Because the Greeks were also allergic to cross guards, says Torben. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. You see what it is? This one is, I believe, a military weapon.
Yes.
Like Hitler, yeah.
It says Hitler Youth right next to it, so I would guess it's probably a Hitler Youth knife.
But that cross guard has, it kind of goes,
The crossguard in this
leans
case,
forward over the finger.
the crossguard in this case isn't for fighting. It's to prevent your hand from sliding up the blade.
Yeah.
So if you have young kids with a knife and they are unfamiliar with knife use and they get fat or blood or whatever on the
Yeah.
knife, their hand will slide up. So it's like on a Norwegian tollekniv, you still have a small crossguard. It's not because people are knife fighting with them, it's because we don't want their hands to slide up the blade.
Yeah. I believe it's in the 1930s then, considering the sign next to it starts with in the 1930s.
The Hitlerjugend only
And then you can
existed
see
in the
there was a rifle
1930s,
nearby, but that'll be in another one. But and then the knife is German as well. Anything to say about that one? Specific? I see the symbol on the handle there.
This is more of a utility knife. It's not meant to be a combat knife.
It's a belt weapon or not a weapon?
Well,
It's
of
a
course, but it's a weapon with non-capitalized letters, so to speak.
yeah. Next slide. We don't want the stream banned again. Good point. Okay. Let's see. Next one. Okay. Every time I gotta move those ocarinas because every time I see them I think of balls. Okay, these ones I'll have to zoom in here a little bit. So, Carl, you can see that there was a glass glare. I think I got a little bit better on that the next. But these are from, I think all of these are from the previous. Okay, start to the left. It looks like an axe that's kind of barely off screen there. I might even be able to zoom in and see what it says, but no, I can't.
I suspect these are naval weapons.
Okay,
Because
why?
They still use the axe for naval action long after they stopped using it on land.
Yeah.
And the rifle there in the middle has more than one barrel.
Not for kids.
It looks like it has 4 or 5 barrels.
Yeah.
Which means it's probably meant to basically clear a deck.
Yeah, Albert was saying the volley gun.
Yeah. So, and the swords are definitely in the cutlass family of swords, so to speak.
Torben says, makes volleyball more interesting. No, that's really cool. I didn't really notice that, though. There's like 4 barrels on that thing. It looks like it's straight out of Bugs Bunny.
Well, at least. And also, the design of it gives me the impression that it fires all of them at once. There is no revolving system here or any system to choose which barrel you are firing. And when you fire 4 barrels at once, and basically you don't hit a thing, you hit a direction, then it is typical for a place where people are crowded together and you are firing at close range. So I would say almost certainly meant to dick around with people on the boat.
Okay, I noticed the axes look like they could deal pretty well with ice, by the way.
Yeah, these axes are also fire axes on the ships. So
Okay.
I am pretty sure that's what they are.
It's probably what they are. It's kind of fun to see you guessing. Okay, and the sword has both of them actually have a bit of a handle grip, kind of like a...
Yeah, they have a good hand protection, which is something you see light in the period of swords.
Yeah.
So 1700, 1800.
One is bent, or one is curved and one isn't. Which is better?
Well, it depends. I prefer straight blades.
Yeah.
But there is merit to the curved blade too, because it makes cutting easier.
This sounds like a needle binding conversation. There is merit to a curved needle.
Also, not that I want to sound like more of an expert than I actually am.
Carl's mic is a bit hidden.
But if you are not...
Did you lose your microphone?
No, it's there.
No, I think it fell off and it is under a cat.
Oh, that's entirely possible.
Yeah, because it's my microphone picking you up.
See, is my microphone under your butt?
If you don't know, let's see. There we go.
Fuzzy, I have to do some archaeology here.
I think Fuzzy took the microphone down with him.
If you go up there, I can look for the microphone.
We're not going to stare at Carl's crotch, just in case we see more than we want to. How about you stand up and take my microphone? I'm loud anyway. It might be... No, I don't know. I just can't find it.
I'm drawing a blank.
It's the cat that did it.
And you're sure it's not still on
Ah, it is. It's on your cloak. No wonder they couldn't hear you. You've been talking through. Literally, he's been talking through his ass. Because it's on his cloak, and then he took off of his cloak and he sat on it, and then just. So yeah, you were talking through. Okay, hopefully that's
Yes.
better now. I love our technical difficulties.
Well,
Nobody else has ass.
with regard to the straight or curved
Get
blade
off.
thing, the advantage to curved blades is that they are easier to cut with if you
I'll find
don't
it.
know how to cut with the straight blade.
Okay.
Because just smacking your weapon down will make a decent cut with the curved edge.
Okay.
Secondly, you know you have the right edge alignment because you can see the curve in the blade, which tells you exactly where the edge is.
Yeah.
So I would say that for somebody more competent, you kind of negate the benefits of the curved blade if you are good at keeping track of your edge alignment and you also know how to cut with a straight blade. But it's harder to learn. So if you're giving a cutting weapon to somebody who doesn't know how to use it, definitely give them a curved one every time.
Okay. Albert says, by the way, I think it might have 8 barrels and it was meant for the British Navy. No, don't you dare scratch my couch, cat. That's a quick way to die. No, 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 no. Okay. But they found it not to be that useful, if I remember correctly, says Albert. Raymond's reminding everyone not for kids. Peruta says, bollocks. PJ says, laugh out loud. No wonder we couldn't hear him. Hey, there's Max. Albert says, or it wasn't widely reused. I don't recall. Raymond says, at least we know that Carl isn't talking out of his ass, as they say when talking about weapons. How was your beer, Carl? Oh, yeah, I forgot to show him what you're drinking. Let's see.
We told them what I'm drinking.
Yeah, but I didn't actually show them a picture of what you're drinking. Let's see. Turning the camera. We're so technically advanced here. Okay. He's having Dring, the Norwegian version of a Belgian blonde. You'll recognize the Chin guy, Kinn. So Carl is having that. And how is it, by the way, your Belgian blonde?
It's good.
How many percent? No, she has this. We got at the grocery store,
I
so it
think
can't be
it
that
is
much.
4.5.
4.7.
Yeah.
Okay, and if we read the back, Tida. Oh, you have to read it because it's
Yeah,
Chin.
no, I'm not bothering.
You're not bothering? Okay. You want to keep going on about weapons, or do you want to talk about this mysterious-looking sheep on the back?
I'm not at all interested. It's a completely anonymous bear. I don't really have much to say about it one way or another. It's good, but it's not great.
Okay, here you go. Back to the weapons. There we go. Turning the camera around, finding the AI. Sorry, I'm a little snotty. Okay, next one. These ones. Let's see. Turn that way, so it doesn't get messed up. Everyone can see. There. This one I have to zoom in so Carl can see it as well. So there's. Well, the guns are in the background. You can say if you want to. Yeah. I think most of them were because they're the coolest looking weapons.
As long as I see a punch dagger, I know I'm in India. I don't think anybody else used those.
Oh yeah, there's a punch dagger in the very front. I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
That might have been why I took a picture of it though, because I thought the punch daggers were cool. So mostly we're seeing sheaths on these. What about this handle on the one to the right, the tall one? Look at that thing.
Well, the thing on the end prevents your hand from slipping off.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like we might be streaming. Yeah. Okay.
It
maybe
looks
it's
like
cut.
we might be
No,
streaming.
we had the circle of death going on. Peruta.
It's very hard to judge a sword without holding it. This one looks uncomfortable as all hell.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say.
But the grip on the handle is smooth. It has a little bit of a crossguard-ish type thing, but it almost looks like a doorknob.
I don't understand. There are some Indian design choices that are kind of lost on me. I do not understand why they make them that way.
I think the one on the left, though, looks about more recognizable, but the other two are very different on the... Okay, anyway, did you want to... I mean, it's not melee, but you've got these cool rifles in the background, which is your favorite thing.
It's hard to say from the photograph. These are very different. The top one looks like a trap loader somehow. Then you have most likely flintlock.
Yeah.
The second to the bottom I can't say, but then you have a modern bolt action rifle at the bottom. So in the West, in Europe, this would be 1900s, 1800s, and then maybe as far back as 1700s. But in India, at some points, all of these were used at once.
Carla. Cat on the couch again. No, you don't get to scratch couch. Okay, but what about the drawing in the... There's me messing with the cat. The drawing in the background, you see it almost looks like a female warrior of some sort, but then there's a guy, and he has a revolver on a string, like he just kind of James Bond
Yes.
whipped it out of his...
You will notice that British officers and Canadian mounted police
Yeah?
take into account how extremely clumsy they are. So they always have this lanyard thing on their gun so that if they lose it, it won't fall off. Typical for cavalry, by the way, because you use your gun until it's dry and then you pull your sword. And you don't have time to put your gun back in its holster. You just drop it and then it hangs along the horse and you draw your sword.
Oh, okay. I'm loving the chat, by the way. Roger says, Carl, very hard to judge a sword without holding it. That's what she said. Sorry, that was good. Raymond says, definitely an Amish vibe with the pick on the can. I think that might have been one back. Let's see. Torben says, have to put the Merglings to bed. Have a nice evening. I'll see you another time. We'll see you soon, Torben. Thanks for popping in. Albert says, I have held those. They're actually comfy to hold, and it's made with good balance. Those are the swords. And then Prue to head up there. Carl is enjoying his Belgian blonde. Aren't you jealous, Karen? Absolutely. Meanwhile, I've got his kitty.
Yeah, snuggling the Siamese blonde.
I am so yep. I'm snuggling the Siamese over here. We're having some technical difficulties. Next picture. Okay, back to the fencing weapons. Carla. She wants to be in the picture. Here we go. I loved this one. Look at all the work on the hand protection. Yeah? You have nothing to say?
Yeah,
It's
not
cool.
not much.
I'm all in it for the details.
Back in the 1600s, when the rapier started to show up as a dueling weapon, you had
Sorry.
an Englishman called Silver. I forget his first name. Who had a fencing school, I believe in London, where he basically, his big thing was that fighting and bladed weapons and so on is for self-defense. It's not for dueling. And the rapier can only be used if your opponent also has a rapier. Then you have a 50% chance of winning.
Yeah.
If your opponent has literally anything else, you're going to be murdered.
Yeah.
So he writes some kind of scathing criticisms of what he calls the Italian fencing, meaning the rapier.
The microphone. I'm kind of with Prude on this one. Those would be pretty tortoise brooches. You know that?
Very stiff and long nipples on these brooches.
Enjoy your Belgian blonde. Okay. Whoop. The cat is... Our equipment is going to hell. Okay. Next one. I think... Oh, this one had a bit of both. Again, these are like gun sword.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is cool.
Yeah?
It's insane, but it's cool.
I think I might have taken another picture of the locking mechanism on the first one, the top one there. But yeah, this one I grabbed it because there's a melee weapon, but there is also, of course, ranged weapons in there. One looks like a fishing rod if you look at the wick on the bottom one. And oh yeah, that one I did take a picture, but it's not for this one anyway, but of the vessel at the bottom for holding. Can you explain all this to us? What are we looking at?
The thing on the top is clearly somebody who watched Sean Connery in The Untouchables.
Yeah.
Shouldn't bring a knife to a gunfight. and decided to bring both. It's a flintlock pistol, which is also a saber. I really hope that that blade is detachable, but I doubt it is, because that would make it structurally unsafe. But remember how long it takes to reload the flintlock? Now you have the Wheel of Death again.
Do I have the Wheel of Death? Maybe
It
it's...
was there for a moment and then it's
Nah, but it's
disappeared.
coming away. It's okay.
It takes a while to reload those things.
Yeah.
First, you take your powder horn and add gunpowder down the barrel. Make sure it is the little lid is on the ignition pan. Then you have some kind of between thing, usually paper or leather or something like that. Then you have the actual ball that you have to ramrod on top of all of this. Then you have a finer type of powder that you put in the pan. And now you have to break back the little lid, put that in the pan, pull the hammer back, aim, and fire. And because it doesn't have any riflings, it's only precise on extremely short distances. So when you are near enough for that thing to actually, with any kind of reliability, deliver a killing blow, you are also near enough that his brother is going to stand on your toes in 2 seconds. So that's why you have the dagger thingy. There is a lot of these. You also have a pistol axe somewhere. And a pistol key and a pistol lantern, my favorites. Because the distance is so short that you can't really switch what you have in your hand before you are in close combat.
I'm sorry. Raymond says, this might not be the weirdest stream I've seen, but it certainly is high on the list. That's right. We aim to please. Nolvius is what I was thinking. Very steampunk. The little, the container for the gunpowder. Max says, I got some really cool news to share today. Oh, looking forward to it. And PJ is saying, meow. She just wants to talk on the internet. Okay, I think I took a better picture of, let's see. Every time I see those ocarinas. There. I think that might be, let's see, is that the closer up view? Yeah. Okay, we will find out when it catches up. Sorry. Yes, it is. Okay. There you go, Carla. Okay, I just have to wait for the computer to catch up because it's hard to see it on the phone. There we go. Now Carl can see it. That was just a little bit more close up of the mechanism on the top one.
Yeah,
The one that looked like it was like a gun and a knife at the same time.
Yeah, it's a pretty straight flintlock.
But you can actually see the detail on the handles quite well too. It's really cool. But the hammer on that thing almost looks like a swan.
Something about the decor tells me that these are probably not Western.
No, I don't think they're Western
European.
at all. Yeah.
But things like this existed in Europe too.
Next time we'll take pictures of the signs, but it's so fun to test your knowledge. Okay, let's see. Next one was... Well, yep, more fencing weapons.
Balls.
I know, I keep seeing Okinawa testicles hanging on this. Not for kids. Okay, these ones were quite cool. The different kind of the styles of the fencing weapons. On the arm protector, the hand protectors. Yeah. Ah, there's a. Is it Najwa? Are they in Sweden? Najwa and. Let's see. I'm trying to see my screen there. Radisby said the dagger on the pistol looks like it was shaped after a feather. But greetings from Sweden. Wow. Max says, yesterday I made my first pair of clip earrings. This pattern I made is from the LGBTQ progress flag. Oh, congratulations. Nice job. Robert says the blade is probably fixed, but it's usually welded to the side of the barrel so that the blade is slightly off-center with the grip, referring to the previous picture, of course.
I guess I probably would have to, otherwise the bullet would have to go through the blade or
Yeah.
be split in two when it hits the blade. But it must be so incredibly uncomfortable to try to use as a blade, and probably not that comfortable as a pistol either.
Those wooden maracas have Carla hot and bothered. Again, referring to it. Oh yeah, no, she's getting her belly rubbed now. She doesn't know how to sit still.
Robert says, I can't see those Okinaras as anything other than scrotum. No, I know, it's the same thing. Not for kids. I think we've had that at least 7 times on here, but really can't say it enough. Not for kids. Okay, but these arm guards, which one do you like the best and why of these 3?
It very much depends on the weight and balance of the weapon. I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of hand protection. And mind you, these are weapons where people are trying to stab you all the time. There is very little cutting going on here. So I would like something that was stab-proof. And both of the 2 bottom ones seems to be that. I'm not entirely sure about the top one.
Yeah.
But then the question is, the middle one looks to be heavier than the bottom one.
Yeah, the middle one looks like a globe.
But then the question is, what does that do with the balance of the sword?
I have to.
Because the sword should be balanced right in front of your hand. If it is balanced anywhere else, particularly for a stabbing weapon, it's very, very hard to use.
Sorry, it's me messing with the cat here. Nope. That's the... Hang on. There we go. Sorry. Everywhere. No, it's because this thing, Carla knocked off. I gotta turn off the green screen so you can see it. Carla knocked the receiver for the microphone.
And the chat is gone from here.
It'll come back. Oh no, it's because I'm zoomed in, that's all. And you got like a massive look of my face here. There you go. Now you can see the chat. No, she knocked the receiver off the thing, so it's swinging all over the place and taking the phone with it. And well, I'll have to do a...
Maybe we should try to be more professional. What do you say, Fuzzy?
I think professionalism is lost in the winter. There's the little bugger causing all the problems over here.
Karin, you remember when you used to call this one the annoying one?
Yeah, no, sorry. Annoying is no longer a problem for Fuzzy. She definitely wins. She's definitely the queen of the house. Okay, fixing the thing back onto the gimbal. Should we look at another photo? Okay, back to the fun green screen digital crap. We're all laughing here. We're professional, man. I don't understand. I just want to be loved. Is that so wrong? Okay, what about that one we saw? Okay, there we go. What more? Okay. To catch up, PJ said, that's what I thought it looked like too, testicles. Raymond again, not for kids. Almost like a music video from the early 90s with all this green screen action, says Raymond. And Max says, I see the same thing. Okay, but now it's no longer scrotum on TV. It's, sorry, nose is running. This one says something about execution in the background. Maybe I should have kept into it. 1562 being the 4th heir of something, and then Lady Queen Elizabeth is only half a sign. But that was also another. The hilt of the sword or of the fencing weapon was kind of cool.
Yeah, this is a bigger one, but I am unfamiliar with the style.
Yeah. Oh, I know this is a square photo because you got when you have the wooden background I put on there in the top and bottom, that means that's pretty much the whole photo. Because I took square photos for YouTube posts and then found out that if we want to do
it looks
live, they have to be a 16:9.
I'm willing to bet good money that this is not an executioner's sword.
No, I think it's something of execution, but okay. Let's see. Testing Carl's knowledge on the next picture. I like these. This is up on the 4th floor, I believe. These things are cool. They are actually made of iron, I believe, or bronze, but they look like antlers, and it's actually, it almost looks like antelope antlers or something, but they're actually fused together in the middle there, where you see. Do you remember what that is?
Yeah.
There is actually a sign behind it, which I think we might be able to read.
Remember having seen them, but...
Not the flask, that was a little picture.
Considering, and you said antelope, I'm tempted to say African, but then I see the hilt of the thing next to it,
Yeah,
and
no,
I have
this
to
is on the
say...
Asian floor.
I have to say Indian.
Yeah, maybe. Could be Turkish too, Northern Turkish, but it's really cool. I see it now, ballsack rather than Okinawa. Testing Carl with a floating testicles. Pruda says, new live stream means Okinawa Bullocks. Who's keeping track? too much fun. Okay, so now how would you use this weapon? You just like stick your hand in the middle and swing it around like a crazy person, or
I would guess you have this in your left hand, and then you have a more aggressive weapon in your right. Because you can parry with it, and you can also use it aggressively with stabbing.
it looks like it would hurt.
But I have to guess, because this is so far out of left field for anything European.
Oh, but it looks. I mean, for one, it's a spiral. Two, it's ribbed for her pleasure, and three, it's not a straight line. So I think that would hurt going in and out.
That's kind of the point of stabbing weapons as a general rule.
Yeah, no, it looks.
Ow.
Yeah, Carla's got to. I think that was a well-timed ow for you, by the way. It's kind of the point of. No, it's Carla's claws. We have Carla interrupt us over here.
But
Okay,
yeah,
next
no,
one.
I'm not sure, but I would say this is a left-handed parrying and secondary weapon type thing.
It's still poking out of bullocks. I have to
Did
move
you
that.
photograph anything at all that was an Indian woman?
No, the Indian was the cool stuff. Next time when I ask you, what do you want me to photograph, you won't just run off in a random direction going, ooh, and I can't find you until I get a message on my phone 2 hours later saying, I'm on the 3rd floor, woman.
Well, this is Indian again. I am
But this is actually, these are the pictures we took in
90%
Mark.
sure.
But look at that one too. And, the hilt on it, it almost looks like a little man sitting there with a really big straw hat.
Well,
But it's a very wide blade.
yes, but for Indian, this one actually has a crossguard. I wouldn't trust it, but it is a crossguard.
This,
so
I'm
you
almost
have
positive, is
some hand protection.
If you look at the size of that chainmail next to it, it's very, very, very fine chainmail. I'm pretty sure this is the North Turkish display.
Possibly.
Okay,
but-
Robert has the facts. It's a swept hilt rapier. The sign is talking about the band put on rapiers as they started making them with ridiculously long blades. So Elizabeth I passed a law restricting the length of the blade. That was the previous photo.
Ah,
By
okay.
the way, yeah, that makes sense too, actually. Peruta said, yeah, the Okinawa bullocks who's keeping track. Keebler said, the Vart might need to trim Carla's claws. Laugh. Oh, please, yes. Please, God, yes. You should have seen what your father's couch looked like. They had to, when we were having the wake or the funeral or whatever, they had to put blankets on top of the couch to
Yeah.
keep it together for people to sit on. No, so that's why my big couch is usually really covered. She's got some seriously sharp claws. Okay, but yeah, so North Turkish is probably what this is. But it's a very wide blade, I remember thinking. That sword is not very, I don't know if you call a sword, is it a bastard sword, or what do you call it?
Those terminologies can mean anything. They are.
Yes, Carla, I see you. You're very beautiful. Stop scratching.
Basically, the idea of categorizing swords is fairly new, and it's mostly fantasy authors and role-playing fantasts that do it. Because back in the day when people used swords, whatever sword they are using, they will call a sword.
Yeah.
So gladius means sword. Gladius hispaniensis means Spanish sword. So it's not that they go, oh no, we have the gladius and we are fighting the Germanic people who have the broadsword that is slightly different from our gladius. No, it's we have a sword, they have a sword. Their swords are generally bigger than ours.
Well, I guess size does matter. Okay, next one. These ones I like. This is not a human weapon. These are not human weapons, if you remember what these are.
Yep.
I had to include it,
You
so it's
are back
melee.
to photographing Indian stuff.
This is so cool, though. Even Carla agrees over there. Listen to her going.
Carla,
Best
please.
stream ever. It's gonna be a long winter, people. Can't you wait till we go back outside again? Okay, but what are these? They're obviously, I said they were not for human, and you already tipped off by saying Indian, but it could be Indian, actually.
Yeah, no, they are Indian, they're Mughal.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that the next picture you're going to show is the thing these things belong to.
I didn't include it. But they go on tusks of an elephant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine you got these big tusks which are dangerous enough, and then you add those things onto the end of it. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
it's hard to see the dimension. These things are huge.
They're
by the way.
huge, yeah. It's probably the length of your shin, I think. At
So
least. No, more than that.
the
Maybe up
length
to
of
the
my
thigh.
entire leg, I would say.
Yeah. They're huge, though. But those were quite cool. The drama, says Novia. I like Max. I don't know if I'm tripping or not. No, you're definitely not tripping this. We're okay, next one. No, I had to include those because technically it's elephant melee. Here's another weapon. They kind of came out of order onto my phone here. Testicles. It's in every shot. I gotta rethink the location of those. Okay, what are we looking at now? This looks like a leaf. I swear the laughter is curing my cold. It's making mine worse, actually. My nose is so stuffed up now. Okay, this one you can almost see the sign underneath, but there is actually a picture in the sign underneath, too, of a similar version one, I guess, based on the leaf-shaped swords of the late Bronze Age. Can barely read that. Judert or something. Added a folding guard, skull cracker. Something with a hole for the wrist thing to prevent it being stripped in combat, dropped in combat.
Yeah, these
Blades
are...
were engraved. This might be African.
No,
No, this is Welsh knife.
This is modern.
I'm
It's,
completely off. It's Welsh. I
It's
screwed that one up.
World War One-ish era.
Yeah. But look at it looks, yeah, it does look like a leaf blade, and
Yeah.
and even the hilt is kind of like collapsible. And there you can see the little loop on there where they would have attached so that it wouldn't fall. But it almost looks like the hilt folds, like a hinge.
Yeah, it's it might be a trench knife and it might be a machete type thing. It would be nice to know the actual dimensions of it.
Robert says it's a bit trippy, especially the way the scrotum keeps. I can't even read. Especially the way the scrotum keeps drifting in and out of the picture. It's a good thing our camera's not working. No, seriously, maybe it's the best live ever.
I'm wondering if we would be better or worse if we were more professional about
I don't
this.
know, I got tears in my eyes now. Max says Legend of Zelda ball sack time. Raymond says certainly weird enough to be a dream, PJ. PJ says I'm sleepy. Have I fallen asleep and started dreaming? Yep, sorry. We're taking our history and weapons very seriously. Now I'm running everywhere. My nose, my eyes. Okay, next picture. Oh yeah, here's another. This is the whole picture. If we only would have done these in order, Carl. There you go. Articles for dual execution. Oh, we got the wheel of death again. Published on the 6th of May, 1562, being the 4th year of the reign of our sovereign lady, Queen Elizabeth. And whereas visage, I think is crept in contrary to former orders of wearing something I can't read, swords and rapiers sharpened in such short as may. Oh, this is some seriously interesting spelling. Appear the usage something not tends to defend, which ought to be very something I can't read of wearing something more I can't read in time of peace. But to murder and evident death. Her Majesty something is that no man shall after X days following this proclamation wear something, rapier, I can make some really interesting comments here, or any weapon in their stead, passage the length of 1 yard, and the quarter of the blade at the uttermost, neither any dagger above the length of some. We will never know how many inches it's behind the sword, or the blade. In the blade, neither any buckler with a sharp point about 2 something length upon pain of forfeiting. Who the hell's English is this? The sword
It's
of
the
dagger.
Queen's English,
Yeah, but
literally.
there's more wise than necessary. Sword or dagger passing the said or said length, I bet. The buckler made otherwise than is prescribed to whomsoever will something upon it, and the imprisonment, there's an unnecessary why, of his body that shall be found to wear something them, to make fine at her majesty's will. There's another unnecessary why, and pleasure. Okay, Carl, would you like to try to figure out what the fuck I just read?
No, it's just what Raymond said. It's
Yeah.
legislation to limit the length of rapiers.
Raymond says it's the
Because
Queen's English.
if you are in the duel
Yeah.
and you have a longer blade than your opponent, you have pretty good odds of winning. Length of the blade makes it so that you can establish a threat before he can establish a threat against you. So as long as you keep him outside of the range of his blade, you can't lose, basically. So carrying comically overly large rapiers, as long as the thing you are worried about is a duel, it's fine.
I'm having so much fun with the the comments here. Novius is haunted, scrot apparitions. Yeah, I agree with Robert. Best line ever, Max, Legend of Zelda Ballsack time. PJ says, the Virgin Queen until she married the Time Lord, known as the Doctor, who then vanished. And yes, Raven says, yes, the Queen's English, but I think English should be spelt with a Y. I love the words whomsoever. Perutis says, floating ball sex, screaming cats, elephant rapiers. Yep, pretty trippy. Visage is usage, but some of the text is hidden behind the sword, sadly, says PJ. Yeah, no, I wasn't thinking about, well, you know, how much space I had on my phone. I was actually thinking about when I took pictures. But then I thought, you know what? I've got this walking, talking encyclopedia with me here. He should know everything. I'm a little disturbed. Okay, next picture. Oh, sorry. Carl isn't gonna read.
Ballsack again.
I'm watching myself on screen. Carl's cracking up over there. Okay. I think we're leaving the Okinawas right where they are. Okay. Not for kids. Oh my god, my whole face is wet now.
What the fuck am I looking at, woman?
I don't know. It's a sword or dagger with a horse head on it.
Yeah.
It's a little blurry, this one, but yeah, it's a dagger with a horse head on it. You tell me what I'm looking at. You're the expert.
This is too non-specific. It's a dagger with a horse head on it. I would like to say Middle East, Far East, but everything you have photographed is Middle East or Far East.
Yeah.
So I just don't know. Except for the one Welsh thing you somehow stumbled across.
Robert's comment. Tickling them does not help.
I think you broke her.
I'm leaking everywhere. I need toilet paper for my nose. I can't read now. There's too much water in my eyes. Raymond says, yeah, I remember when I said this wasn't the weirdest dream I've seen. Well, about that. BJ says, that law has certainly changed since then. All you can carry now is a pen knife with a blade under 3 inches. Oh, actually, didn't you have some sort of rule about butterfly knives in Norway?
They're illegal.
Yeah.
So yes, you could say we have some
Is it
sort
just
of...
Norway or is everybody?
No, it's just... that law, Norwegian laws apply just to Norway.
Yeah.
Many countries have similar laws. And in England, theoretically, I guess a 2-inch butterfly knife would, strictly speaking, be legal. But how the fuck would that work?
Leland's case is Nalbinding with a cold is difficult. I'm trying hard to keep my face liquids away from the yard. Welcome, Leland. I totally agree with you. I think I just totally filled this Kleenex. We'll do some Nalbinding later, by the way. I'm so sorry. PJ says, and my typing has gotten worse here too. Albert says, it's leaking everywhere. Okay, new picture. So the dagger with the horse head, anything?
I really can't say. It's such a kind of nondescript thing that I wouldn't practically anywhere from high medieval Europe to last Thursday in Afghanistan, somebody could make something like this. That's a trench knife. Now we are back in the western part of the world, so these things I know.
Once we've cleared the testicles.
This is a First World War thing. Because when you attack a trench, it's close combat no matter what you want it to be. And this is like brass knuckles and stabby implement all in one.
Sorry, I'm getting my shit together. I promise I had to remove my microwave. I had to remove my microphone. Robert says PJ 2 3/4 inches, and it needs to be a slip joint folder. What's a slip joint folder? Carl.
I assume it is the normal folder where the blade is kind of pressured inwards, where you have to use force to open it. Because there is... Everybody tries to outlaw the switchblade.
Yeah.
So you have the switchblade that opens sideways, and you have the switchblade that comes out of the top of the blade. Both are illegal most everywhere. But then somebody came up with the idea of the gravity knife, where what you do is that you push a button that basically just frees the blade, and then you can flick your wrist or just hold the weapon, hold the knife pointing downwards, and the knife comes out. And again, it's a quick to deploy weapon. So again, they try to outlaw it. So you end up with very specific rules for how a folded knife, or a knife that isn't in a sheath, more or less, how it deploys the blade. I think most of this is just it's just, it doesn't really do anything back and forth when it comes to the danger of the weapon. It's not like dangerous weapons are outlawed and undangerous weapons, in the extent that something like that even exists, are legal. Because a knife that is meant as a tool is just as lethal as a knife that is meant as a weapon. It's just that you can't outlaw the knife altogether, because then how the hell do you make a fruit salad?
This is true. By the way, then there's Max says, I've seen that paleo flute before. PJ says it's up to 3 inches and non-locking where PJ's from, or where PJ is. And then Robert says, Carl, butterfly knives are totally illegal in the UK, as they are effectively locking knives and therefore classed as fixed blade.
Yeah.
He can't even spell knives, but that's probably due to the days.
Yes.
We're having a shit day. But the weapon on the screen, now I actually can read the sign on this one. Model of a 1917 trench knife, New Britain American, 1917. The first knuckle duster knife issued to any army was inspired by privately available combination weapons. It was a thrusting blade with a knuckle duster guard for both attack and defense. Its lack of a cutting edge and bulkiness somewhat limited the usefulness, as it was due for replacement in December 1918. So you clearly couldn't make a salad with that thing.
No, this is not meant to make a salad. It's meant to stab Germans.
Non-dangerous is an oxymoron. Laugh out loud. I agree. But yeah, a knuckle duster. That's what I was. That's I was trying to think of what that term was. Okay, we need another picture here. Fuzzy, get off the phone. Let's see. These are the ones I put in the cover photo. These are those, you called it a punching dagger? Let's see.
Yep, there we are again.
How did we get these without any testicle Okinawas in the background? Okay, so I cannot quite make out the signs on these, but just the word dagger I see. Okay, anyway, left to right. Uh, Obviously, they all look like same origin, but is there the
It's
difference in them other than the blade design, or what would are the differences and what would be the features?
I've never even held one, so I can't really talk to their viability as weapons. I can say from the pictures that I don't like the grip.
Why?
Imagine holding that
Yeah.
and then having some having some serious forces trying to whip it out of your hand,
Yeah.
either along the
Oh
edge
yeah. Yeah.
wise
Yeah.
or along the other way. Edge wise, I think it's okay, but if you have any kind of force that pushes on the flat side of the knife, it's going to be extremely unpleasant. The long things that go along your arm, I don't know if they are there to support it or if they're there to prevent people with other punch daggers to basically do bad things to your blood circulation.
Do you think that could be fixed to the inside of a jacket or something as a bond type thing, or?
Yes, but you have to put your jacket on to bring your weapon to bear.
Well, yeah. It's not like
That's
something that
not
just
exactly ideal.
no, but
Wait a minute, I'm just going to put on my fighting jacket.
you would make a horrible Bond.
I think I would make a good Bond. I would make a horrible Bond villain.
What about the weapon to the left there, or to the right? I mean, I'm sorry, that almost looks like it's like a bone handle or
I
something.
like it.
Do you?
It's something.
It's got a sassy blade.
It's something about it that kind of speaks to me,
Yeah.
and it is simultaneously both forward curved and backwards curved, which is cool. I. It looks like it is well balanced. It kind of depends, but it has a kind of hefty grip, which is a good thing generally.
Yeah.
It looks like I would have a very good idea of my edge alignment just by holding it. And I think it looks cool.
It does look cool. Could something like that pass as Viking Age? Or
Viking Age, maybe. Viking, no.
Prudence says, how would one sharpen a knife with a double curve like that? Good point.
You use a small whetstone and you just follow the edge. I'm sharpening things with weird edges kind of all the time.
Oh, there's so many loaded comments in that.
But that compared to a flambage or a kris
Yeah.
is easy.
Okay. Yeah, I could see a crease being hard to sharpen. Curved stone, I imagine, says Radisby. What do you think about that?
I think I would prefer to use a rounded stick type of thing and
Really?
then just follow the blade. But I haven't tried that. I use a small flat stone.
PJ says, thanks to the Tories changing the law, even a wooden sword can be classified as a bladed weapon if someone thinks you are threatening them with it.
Oh, so their idea of what you hold is determining the... Okay, that's... I should try to avoid politics, so I don't know how far
No,
down
don't go
this
that
alley
way.
I'm going to go, but the English rules and regulations when it comes to weapons are just nuts.
Radisby says, I think one of those punching daggers was in a Tintin comic. I remember it from when I was a kid. Are they from India? Probably, because India had the coolest weapons.
Yeah,
So
I think
it's a good chance.
I think they are exclusively Indian, but they might also exist in today's Pakistan and Nepal.
Yeah, that could be.
Bangladesh, maybe.
I know that I was drawn to the things that look different, things that you don't see commonly. Same thing with the armor when I was taking pictures of
But
armor.
what I would love to see, maybe
stick sharpener,
maybe Ashman knows this. Are there any fencing manuals or instructions written for those things in the historical period when they were still in use?
Yeah. Don't know. Okay, so homework for that one. Okay, next one. Let's see. I did find my needle binding, by the way. Here's a bunch. A whole collection. Oh, there's more floating testicles in the background. I'm gonna lose my shit again. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's. Dang it, Carlos is ready to speak. I know. Okay, so these ones are different kind of melee weapons. Yes, they're maces.
Yeah.
And this one up at the
Maces,
top, it says
axes, and the flail.
Lahore.
So back to India.
Back to India. Well, yeah, the elephant in the picture above. Oh my god, but look at the blades on these things. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I'm just drooling.
The axes here look pretty much like Western axes.
Yeah.
And
Look at the beard on that one. The tall one. And it's also got a spike at the other side of it too. There, I didn't notice
okay, that bayonet thing that I didn't notice.
And it's got a bayonet up the top. I didn't notice that right away. It's
That's
like
not something you typically
going in
see
front
on
of the
Western
Lahore
things.
sign.
But I don't see a problem with it.
No, but I think this is Danax size, considering the maces.
When an axe has a beard, I would like the beard to be sharp so I could use it as an aggressive hook.
On the inside,
But-
you mean, or on the outside?
No, the bottom part of the
The
bottom
yeah.
part of the beard should end in a spike.
Okay.
Because both for pulling down shields and doing actual damage to knee joints when I put them behind somebody's knees,
Yeah.
that's an advantage. You are going to hook things with that axe whether you want to or not, and you're probably going to hook things you don't like. So you might as well do some damage to them when you're doing it.
Anne's gotta go. See you next week, Anne. Audra says, Krug out. Lahore, Pakistan, says Max. Thank you. Max did homework. Robert says, Shola or Scola Gladiatora does an interesting video on the Katat punch dagger. Oh, we should check that out. Okay, and then the maces now.
The first one, the one...
The one that's just like a ball. Like, it looks like a hot air balloon on the end of it.
That looks horrendously heavy, which is
Yeah.
bad for both parties involved, both the person who is trying to wield the thing and the person who gets hit by it. The other one is the flanged mice, so it is heavy, but most of the weight will go on a very narrow point on the ends of these wing-like thingies. Then you have a flail, and I like the fact that for once, well, this is an historical one, so I would expect them to get it correct. But what you very often see in fantasy fiction is that the chains are just as long as the shaft, so your balls
Speaking of balls,
would be hitting your hand constantly. On this one, you have enough wiggle room that you're not going to hit yourself too much with this particular flail.
Yeah. Look like they would hurt. Okay, yeah, did you say, what was your favorite of the three? Carla, Jesus. So when is that doctor's appointment?
If I had to use it in battle, the second axe, the lower axe, is very similar to the one I carry day to day, so
Yeah.
I would go for that. But if it was add to my collection, I would say the flail.
Okay. Comments. Could it be hollow, says Novia.
It could be, but there is no reason for it to be that big if it is hollow. You don't want it's no way to say
Oh,
this
not
that
Qatar,
doesn't sound.
Qatar, he said, by the way.
It doesn't sound. There's no way to say that it doesn't sound. You don't necessarily want the biggest ball possible. So
Okay.
if it is hollow, then why don't you just keep the same mass and make it smaller? It could be, of course, but I don't think it is.
Let's see. Okay. Radisby says, speaking of swords, did the police use wheeled sabers in Norway as well?
If they used what?
Wheeled sabers.
I don't know what it is.
I would think a saber of some sort anyway, but,
Yeah, but what's...
should we look it up real quick? Let's see. Oh, my screen is not minimizing. There we go.
Used to wield sabers.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, I
okay,
can't read.
That
Okay,
makes sense.
fine.
Yes. Yes, I did. But that's a long time ago.
Did the police use to wield? Oh my god, I suck. Okay, yeah, because I did notice that they had a lot of batons on this on display too from the like the whole.
Norwegian police had a kind of unique weapon called lensmannspeis.
Raymond wants to say I had my not for kids primed and ready to go when Carl hesitated. Then
You might want to use it on this then, because the Norwegian police used to have a special type of weapon called the lensmannspeis, which basically means landsman is close to sheriff, but it's not exactly the same. But it would be the word peis in Norwegian might mean to hit, a penis, or to fuck. All three definitions are interchangeable. And
We need a ghost
the
of Carl.
landsman's peis is a big brass ring connected to 3 horse penises that are kind of braided. So you have this whip thing with a big brass weight at the end. Because the horse penises are elastic, you can use it to beat the living bejesus out of people, probably without killing them. So this was the police's idea of a less than lethal weapon back in
Getting
the
an
day.
education, says Raymond. How? Never mind.
Yeah, and peis also means fireplace, by the way. We are not good with words. We just use the same word over and over again.
Welcome to Norway. I don't know how I lasted 28 years here. PJ says, as Corporal Jones said about the bayonets affixed to the rifles, they don't like it up them. To be fair, I shouldn't think many people would like it up them. Rudy says, oh my god. Karen, can you braid peens? Maybe. Let's see. Wait, there's another one. Okay. I'm gonna get to, I just had to keep the cut off the couches trying to dig in. Okay, next one. This one is a really cool curved one as well. And punch daggers. I'm liking these weapons. What can I say? They're cool. This is not stuff I see every day in a Viking village. That's why
You should get you to India one of these days.
I think we need to go visit Osman one of these days. We have an open invite.
Or maybe just buy you a punch dagger. That might also
that could be real popular with the police around here.
Scratch your itch. And they're not illegal in Norway.
No, but the punch daggers are cool. But look at the sheath on that one in the middle, though. The long one.
Yeah, no, the decoration.
That one we might be able to read. It just says sword. Haipur. Or Jaipur. How do you pronounce that?
But you stop
But
screaming.
look at the hilt on the thing, too. It's got another little animal head up there. I like the details. Even the blades have details. So would you, when somebody cut you with a punch dagger, second to the left there, or the one on the left, would you get that little pattern on the inside of you? You know,
no,
could they use that in ballistics to find out if you're not ballistic?
Well, the tool markings would
CSI.
be pretty fucking unique, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would be stopping to admire somebody's blade if they were stabbing me to death with it.
No, but I mean the pattern on the inside there. You'd think it would leave some little marks on the inside of your skin.
It would give you tool marks that would make it
CSI would have a field day.
pretty easy for the CSI team to identify the Indian who stabbed me.
Those punch daggers, says Raymond, reminds me of Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. I have to tell you, I agree 100%. I totally get the Mortal Kombat vibe. Radisma says they used to hit people with the blunt side so that it would be less dangerous, but obviously very likely to split skin with them if wielded fast enough. Or I can imagine.
Police with sabers?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I would strongly recommend against that strategy. It's better to just kick them repeatedly. Because your saber is not designed to take any kind of force working that way. So you very easily break your saber, and you can also obviously very easily murder the guy you're trying to beat up. So I would recommend against it, but it might have been... Where are you from again?
Radisby, I believe, is in... Why do I want to say Sweden or Norway, but... Oh, crap. I'm really good at this, but I failed today. And she said lots of times, but anyway, but... Maybe it's US.
If that was the person who said that asked if the police used sabers...
Yeah, that was the US, yeah.
Then she's probably not from Norway.
No, she's probably American. I'm so sorry, Radisby. Remind me again where you're from. Okay, next picture. Maybe she... Oh, this one is out of order. We can't look at the Q-tips yet. We have to look at... I was going to save this weapon for last. Okay. Yeah, you know the Q-tips are coming up. Okay,
yes.
What's this one? Let's see. There. This is, actually we can see it, it says, Fighting Dirty, Fairbairn Sykes Fighting. The knife was designed by, and then of course there's more, but Uh, most dangerous something. Shanghai. The knife was slashing
This
cuts.
is this is the famous commando knife.
Yeah.
It's English. It's
A quick silent kill.
very much illegal in England now, I would guess you.
Probably a little bit more than the 3 inches.
Yeah, and it's double-edged, and it's a military weapon, so obviously it's more lethal. Uh, but the stories about the designer of this weapon is kind of mind-blowing, and he is also kind of responsible for training the commandos in how to use knives. So I don't remember the details of it, but it's Googleable.
Yeah, well, obviously we can look up the Fairbairn Sykes fighting. Let's see. There should be some. Yes, I am a Swedish guy. Haha. Okay, no, I did have it right. I was closer the first time when I said I wanted to say Sweden, Norway, but okay. Let's see. Leland says, by the way, the police who are well known for using their equipment carefully and correctly. We're getting into some politics there. Radisby says, but if the police
No, I
break their
think you
sabers
have,
hitting people, they will just get a new one from the state.
this
And
is true.
I'm going backwards. Nolvia says, corn. Yep, she's looking at the Q-tips. Okay. So that was that one. That means we're getting to the end because oh, there we go. What's more dangerous weapon? The Okinawa testicles or the silent killer blade? Wait.
This is kind of it's kind of mind-blowing to me that you were at the Royal Armoury in Leeds, and in total you photographed
I'm sorry, wait, hold it right now. I'm going to hell.
I think
Oh,
I have
that
to
was
hide
hilarious.
her Ocarina's.
Okay, there we go. Now we're on to the Q-tip weapons because
No, but you were in the Royal Armoury in Leeds,
yes,
and in total you photographed 3 weapons that are from the western part of the world.
I went through last pictures real quick. I told you.
And
Well, how many times did I tell you, Carl? Pick.
all
What do you want me to photograph? I don't care. Whatever you think is interesting, woman. Obviously, punch daggers are
all
interesting.
all 3 of those are World War One, World War Two fighting daggers.
Yeah, well,
One
most of the-
Welsh, one English, and
India has
another
the
one
coolest
also English.
shit.
And for comparison, you've probably photographed like 50 punch daggers.
I'm a textile worker. I love detail. I can't help it if they were just better at making pretty stuff to kill.
Were you at the second floor at all?
Yeah, it was boring. It was all military stuff.
Tournaments. And
Well, we saw that, yeah. Okay, so this one, anyway, we'll go back and forth to this one. So these are really long. I couldn't get them all in one picture. Let's see if we look at the Okinawas instead of Carl. Maybe, okay. On one end, you see these. Oops, sorry, not that. On the one end, you would see.
Stop screaming, you
There.
little bastard.
There's the tip on them on one end, and on the other end, you would see these things.
Yeah.
And you can see the blade because they're kind of going every other direction, so you can see the blades above them as well.
And they're also very long.
Yeah. So corn. Okay, but anyway, but this is.
Stop screaming.
Let's just have a look at the shaft, shall we? Okay. I don't know how much you can see in this picture, Carl. I'll put this down and zoom in a little bit for you. Let's see. There, you can. Oh yeah, you can see one almost has like a trident tip on there, but it's not. Okay, but you can see the tip of the blade on the other end. That was the one I'd zoomed in on. But all that little decoration on there, we'll get into that in a minute. I think you might have seen it. It was the mother of pearl. Oh my God, cat! We're not killing her, I promise. Things are going to be so different on Saturday next week.
No, she's got, after she gets the operation, she's going to whine for at least a day because of the operation.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. She might be drugged out of her mind. Okay, but anyway, so these things, they're extremely long. These are like, I want to say about 10 feet.
Yeah, I don't think in
They're-
feet. That
no,
would,
but
10
you're
feet
about
is
6,
like
you're a little over 6 foot.
little
and
bit
they're-
over 3 meters, right?
Yeah, they're way
They're
taller than
longer
you.
than that. They are considerably longer than that.
Yeah, they're very long. That's why I couldn't get them all in the same shot. Okay, but anyway, So you can kind of see the different heads on them. The one in the middle is actually the shortest one. Not for kids, says Robert. Okay. So here's the point. We can focus on the tip, shall we? Okay. Thoughts? The cat sounds pretty cross. No, she's just horny.
That's the bottom.
No, that's the tip.
Nope, that's the bottom spike.
That's the bottom spike?
Yep.
Why? Tell me, explain.
Because in some contexts, like when you're charged by cavalry, you want to kind of lock your weapon into the ground and
Oh, damn it,
tilt
you're
it
right.
forward.
You're right.
So on the other end of that weapon, you would have something that looks a hell of a lot more aggressive than that tiny little thing.
No, you're right, because, let's see, where was it? I lost my picture. Yeah. Because it's the middle one there. As you can see. Oh, is she in heat? Yeah, we thought she was done, but apparently not. She's got more on her. Yeah, because that tip, you can see it in the bottom right part of the screen anyway, and obviously the other end is much more pointy and dangerous.
So if you really want to
So
make
you're right, that's the,
make a horse or a war elephant feel unmotivated to attack,
yeah!
you lock that thing into the ground and tilt the front part forward against.
You know what? That's probably what it is. I remember we took these in a real hurry because it was going to close soon. But yeah, these would be really good to be fighting with from the top of an elephant. They're so long. I mean, those elephants are huge.
If you are on top of the elephant, you don't want them. If you are on the ground seeing the elephant coming towards you, you absolutely want them.
Oh yeah, maybe. Okay. Carl should have taken the photos if he's going to complain. Damn right, Peruta! I agree. Not to mention, every time he takes a photo, he has like his finger or something in front of it, so it kind of causes a blurry Jesus effect, so everything looks really holy.
I don't have my finger in front of me.
No, you just lick your camera lens or something. I don't know what you do. Just the tip, then the whole shaft, says Robert. Not for kids. Raymond says, watching this stream is almost like I'm drugged out of my mind. Oh, I tell you, we're getting better. It's only been, 290 episodes? You think we know what we were doing by now? Carla sounds like a crying baby. Ha ha ha. So pretty with all those sparkles. Yeah, I think so too, and I'll show you that in a minute. I love how Carl says cavalry. Yeah, you say that wrong. It's cavalry.
Cavalry.
Not cavalry. It's cavalry. Potato, potato. I agree, though. I've tried to correct him 1,000 times. It doesn't work. He also says raiding when he means riding, which makes things really interesting in the Viking Age. PJ says, I had a queen in heat at one time at 2 a.m. I could stand it no longer. I opened the door and told her to go have sex, and she did. All night long on the shed roof. Oh, God, I do not want to deal with the outcome if the cat gets pregnant.
A queen in heat.
It was a cat. Okay. Here.
You're sure it was a cat?
I hope so.
She
Okay.
might be from a monarchy.
She could have been from the rainbow part of the leads that we went through. Okay, so now, what are the corn on the cob tips for?
I honestly don't know. They look like sparring tips.
Yeah.
Because these wouldn't hurt much.
No, they
compared
wouldn't.
to
Is it like balance, maybe?
No, they're on this pointy end. They're on the end that you try to push into the enemy.
Oh, is it like a pen cap?
And I don't think this is Japanese, if I remember correctly.
Man, I do not understand this weapon. I should have read it.
I don't think even the Japanese considers it an aggressive way to fight, to put your golden corn cob into the face of the enemy.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing this is
It's a silencer.
I'm guessing it's safety for the purpose of spawning.
Oh, I like the spear silencer. That makes me hungry for some roast buttered corn, says Leland. You're not the only one. I want corn on the cob now, too. Yeah, I like corn on the cob. It's better than a crusty earwax Q-tip. Oh my God, Carla.
It could also theoretically be like shit.
Well, that's what I was saying. It almost looks like a pen cap. Look at it when you zoom in. If the blades were actually what was inside there, and it does look like they are. So maybe it's a pen cap. Oh, we're going to have to look up these weapons, though. Also, as when I zoom in on the blades tips, I see that there's like this red groove. If you see there, it looks like a red line above them, but I have to really zoom in to see it on YouTube. But I didn't notice that before. But yeah, I think you're right. I think it's like a pen cap thing. Novia says, now I want a hot dog on a stick. Oh, corn dogs are so good. They don't have those here. Roger says, are the wild wolves or bears near Gudvangen? No, Carlo scared him away.
No, well, not normally. There was a bear in Fjärland like 10 years ago, and
Bears are
that's
really rare in Norway.
as close as you get.
Yeah, except for polar bears at Svalbard though.
Yeah, but
But black bears, brown bears, you don't really see those. The zoos have them, I guess. Pruda says, PG said, Pruda, yes, she has already had an appointment booked to be spayed a couple of weeks later, so I let her have some fun. Not a bad idea. She might not come back in again. I think the other cats, though, out there would totally complain. Rodisby says, imagine if humans shouted like this every time we were horny as well. That's what I was telling Carl.
some humans do.
Ooh, corn dogs. Okay, so the last photo, I believe, is the detailed one. Now, this one I showed last time when we were doing this. It's my favorite because you can see all that sparkle is actually mother of pearl. It's the inside of shells.
The
But look how
Japanese
cool.
are so weird. This is
I mean, just imagine the amount of time it would take to sit there and decoupage all that shit on there with.
this is spear shafts.
Yeah, they're spear shafts.
It's the one thing that you absolutely know that is going to be broken in battle, whether you
Yeah.
win or lose. So why spend all this time?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe it could be for decoration. You could have one hell of a parade with those sparkly things too.
Of course, you can have a parade, but
It's the coolest thing though. But yeah, to sit there and decoupage. I mean, you could take little pieces of broken shell and do the same thing at home, but and now try to put it on a rounded surface.
but now imagine if you spent the same amount of time, energy, and money on your favorite concubine.
Is that something you're planning on doing?
I'm not a Japanese guy with an undecorated spear shaft woman.
Here, I'll give you Carl in among the sparklies. Okay, I think that was all of the pictures. So now we can probably let Carl go and have a cigarette and deal with the horny one. Not in any weird way though. And I can show you the VOD stitch. Because now I'm reunited with my VOD stitch.
And also my pants are disappearing in this.
I don't want to know.
So I think as soon as I get up,
Speaking of
I
pants,
will fade out of existence from the belt down.
Check out the screen, Carl.
You are having way too much fun with those testicles.
Okinaris, thank you very much. I think we have to turn off the green screen. This is not good. Not good at all. There we go. See? You sick people! They're Okinaris. You can whistle and make noise. Okay. Let's get this sorted so that we can do some needle binding. It's going to be a little bit trickier to do.
Considering how much I hate those things, I would rather you have testicles on the wall than ocarainos.
It's hard to take it off the wall right now. It's stuck on something. Okay. Sorry, my nose is a little clogged up here. I have my mic. Yeah, I'll keep my microphone away from me a second. Oh, sorry. Too much laughing. Okay, I have both microphones so Carl can not run out into the river and make lots of noise. Okay, and then we'll turn the camera. Let's see if I can hold this correctly. Oh, we're at 19%, so we can't go on forever today. Okay, this is the VOD stitch. We didn't get to look at this last week. I did find out one thing stupidly. If you leave it, make sure it doesn't tighten up, because trying to loosen that up a bit, you can see right there, it's a bit tight. And I tried to re-loosen it. When I put it down, it got caught on something, and then it pulled tight. And okay, but I'm still not so sure what I think about the stitch this way. It does look like leg warmers from the 80s, but the inside, the wrong side technically, I like that. It almost looks like a different version of York, like a longer version of York. But it does have a quite cool effect, and I can imagine what these would look like felted. But the VOD stitch we found was from Sweden. Did you get scratched by a cat? You probably had it coming.
I was standing between those two fuckers when they decided to fight.
Oh, so cat diplomacy's not going so great after all. The two cats decided to play and you got stuck in between them?
Yep.
I just heard Carl scream out like a little girl over there. Okay, so this one, it's a weird stitch. The start chain is a little bit tricky, but once you have the first row done, or when you're connected, it makes it much easier, because now you're previous stitch. Your stitches are all attached to the previous row, so it's easier to see 1, 2, and 3 from the end. When you're working as a chain, it's easy to mix those up, but you got to try not to. If you want, you can just go ahead and start going. Don't worry about the first row if it's backwards and forwards. And then after you get 1 row or 2 rows done, then you can just cut off the first row if it looks goofy. And that won't change anything except for the length. Okay, anyway, and then this one connects not through F1. You can see I'm using a really dark yarn now, which is stupid. It's the color of the month is black, by the way, so we can all have vision problems. But this is normally where you would connect F1, 1 from the front. But these are not B1. That would be 1 from the back. It's behind that. There's a vertical stitch here. This one, this long vertical stitch. So it's like back middle 1. So you're connecting with one of those. You could try an F2 version if you really wanted to, but I did this one F1. So it would be back middle 1. Then you hold your yarn out of the way, and you're going through the bottom of the loops. First one, second one, third one. I gotta say, this soundtrack is really... You guys are the most patient people on the planet. Okay, so anyway, back middle 1 is the connection. Then you go through the bottom of the first, second, and third loop. Then turn and put the yarn forward. I think that was how I did it. Yeah, and then pull straight. Yeah, so and also you would normally be going under the working yarn, but this one, you're actually going over the working yarn. So when you put it down, if you need to pick it back up again, you have to, as a chain, you'll have to remember that it does actually go under that end loop. So do we do some more? So back middle 1, kind of hard to see it there, is the connection. There, back middle 1, I have not used that one yet. Yeah. Then get that yarn out of the way, go under, or to the bottom of the first, second, and third loop. Then tilt and bring the working yarn forward and pull through. So it's a very tall stitch, I've noticed. And I still haven't quite figured out which thickness of yarn I like best for this, but this one seems to be doing better. Too thick. The really thick yarn I tried in the first week, I stopped doing that one. It was driving me nuts. It was almost too dense. And then the white one I had earlier was also too thin. That was Noro. There we go. There. And then... So I don't know if you've tried this stitch. It's actually not so bad when you kind of break it down and look at it, but that start chain can drive you nuts. But like I said, if you want, you could do a couple of rows and then just cut off the start chain. Because the fart chain, I almost said. But I caught it that time. The Carl was laughing at me over there. But yeah, once the stitches are connected to the previous row, it's much easier to keep these loops in order. Whereas when you're doing a chain that's not connected, it can cross and twist, and you don't want that to happen. So there you go. So I was thinking we have to show some more pictures of, we could do this again next week, hopefully without the testicles, or orkanaras, whatever you want to call them. But we have pictures of, I have a lot of armory pictures, both the textile armor, which is really cool, and I took a lot more detail on those this time around. And then we have, of course, the metal armor. We have a lot of helmets. We have rifles, lots of guns, so ranged weapons as well, and a little bit of bow and arrow. But what do you think we should make Carl discuss next time and test his knowledge on? Because obviously taking pictures of the text was stupid and didn't do it. But I'm sure we could image search some of these things. Let's see. There. Do one more and then I'll turn the camera. It looks kind of like a big hole there between when you're done with one stitch. But I don't know if I would use this stitch for anything in particular. I do kind of like it, but it's a little more fiddly. But it's just a matter of getting used to it. So I was going to make this a pouch, but now I'm thinking it might be better as a cup warmer because it is very my gauge is a little too loose for this. Things would just come right through it. If I lined it, maybe it would be better. But you can see the row height is quite tall. Okay, we got about 14% left on the battery, so I'm going to put the camera on Carl and his... Oh, there. It tilted again. Oops, messy house. We still haven't unpacked. Okay, there's Carl and his girl. And then I'll catch up on chat here. Let's see. Radisby, have you ever seen an incel, says Pruden? I haven't even know what an incel is. I have to look it up. INCEL. An incel is a member of an outline structure. Okie dokie, we're not going to go there. Raven says, ooh, fancy, and I'm assuming he's not talking about the incel. I didn't know what that was. There's so many things you... I've been in a relationship far too long. My life has been way too simple for twin Tinder fun. Swipe left. Okay. Radisby says, Pruda, nobody ever sees incels because they never leave their mom's basement. Pants disappeared, says Nolvia. Torben says, why are you drunk? Actually, he's not. He should be. That stitch does look interesting, says Radisby. I agree with you. It's different, and it's the reason I chose it for this month is because it's different than what you normally do. Because for when you're not working in the back of the loops, you're working at the bottom of the chain. The connection's on the back side, but it's if you go kind of slow at it, it's not that hard to do. It's just different. But I still haven't worked out what kind of gauge yarn I would use. I might go a hair thicker than this one, but not too thick. Okay, let's see. That cat needs some drugs. You should see what our sleep patterns are like right now. Non-existent. And then, of course, because we're a little stuffed up because somebody licked a tourist and didn't use anti-bac. I don't know what in the hell you did. But anyway, so that your ears are already kind of like plugged up and whatever. So the last thing you want to do is put earplugs in. But as soon as this is better, I'm putting earplugs in again. And that'll help. PJ says, oh, I thought Carl was stripping behind the green screen for fun. Oh, yeah, no, that would have been a lot of fun. But definitely one of those 90s videos with the green.
No, we don't actually have a green screen. This is...
No, it's not a green screen. It's just
house.
It's the YouTube thing. That's why it goes digital every now and then.
And it's also very uncertain. So every time it sees something that it thinks might be a person, like testicles, it just shows it.
Yeah. So that's why when I was having it, I tried to put the camera up here when changing things, but see that some of that green yarn and green hues was being picked up or something, so it didn't quite work. But yeah, no, YouTube has a feature in the live where you can click this thing and then it'll allow you to show your album and you have it behind you, but it has to be, the phone has to be in vertical mode and it has to be a 16:9, otherwise things get cut off. So we're learning by doing, but it's a fun feature anyway, especially with Okinawas in the background and screaming cats. Bows and arrows, says Robert. We can do some bows and arrows in range, but then we have to mix them with guns. Because we have some bows and arrows. I took some pictures of Hungarian ones, different styles, even one that could be folded up.
Yeah, you had the picture of that, you showed it now, the crossbow.
Yeah, there were some crossbows in there too, but not too many. But but I don't know if I have enough range to do 30 pictures, but we have a ton of rifle and gun weapons. Because you were having a field day in the World War II section. So we could try that maybe next time too. I didn't notice it, but your needle looks huge. It is very huge. Look how big that needle is. It's extremely huge. And the eye on it is very big as well. I made a joke and thought that this one, when I bought it, I thought this was so ridiculously huge that it would be kind of fun to use as a teaching tool because people in the back row could see it. But it turns out if I'm using something like the Oslo stitch and fat yarn, that I absolutely love it because I have a bad grip. So if I use these tiny ones, I have a hard, when you're making your stitch, I have a hard time grabbing. But if I have a long needle, I have a lot to grab on. So it started out as a joke, as a teaching kind of a tool, but I absolutely really love it if I want to make like I said, a Oslo stitch hat or something with really fat yarn. It's super fast for me to use because I have so much to grab on at the end of the stitch.
She's somewhat quiet.
Ta-da! But yeah, no, it's absolutely huge. This is not normal. Most people prefer to have a needle about the length of their forefinger. But the one does choose the wizard, and I'm definitely a strange wizard. Oh my God, we got Karen to Google incels.
What now?
Rodisby says, oh my God, we got Karen to Google incels. Leela says, I'm hoping to go to the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival tomorrow if I'm not too sick. Oh, go anyway and just stand at a good distance from people. Because that sounds like, I would love to go and see that. All the wool. You're speaking my language now. Carl can play with the weapons. Prudis says, I found a link where you can search the Armory archives. Here, I thought she was going to show me an incel link. But yeah, that would be a good one. Then you can see more about these pictures. Maybe try to do an image search or something. Audra says, I had a good laugh today from the Indian tingling. But time here went beyond that, by the way. I just bought some natural silk fiber. Oh, wow, nice. Now I have to spin it. The dream is closer. I want silk socks. Oh my God. I spun silk once. So there's a couple of pieces of it in the shop. But it's a lot of work. So, and I had to respin it because I didn't do it tight enough the first time. So that was the other thing. We only have a few of those in the shop because of that. But it is quite fun. Max says, I've got a 6-hole Okinawa, but I'm stuck on beginner level. We're showing Okinawas and Max just wants to play them. I like it. Torben says Ocarina, I'm sorry. Is that what you kids are calling it these days? I have one of those, I like it. Okay, Carl, I think we've killed everybody. It's been about 2 hours. We should probably let them relax their face. We should probably deal with the cat.
But what do you intend to do with the cat? Because short of giving her constant attention, and in the short periods of time now that she has been quiet, she's been on my lap. But there is a limit to how much you can snuggle a cat before the cat gets bored and goes down to the floor and starts crying again.
I was thinking about putting the cat in your lap to be snuggled and leaving the room. I might need to spend an hour or two in the bathroom. It's a very small little room, but it's very isolated. Rodisby says, I have a needle that's a regular length, but the point is almost as blunt as the back end, and I love it. For finished stitches or for thick and threaded yarn like all of us. Yeah, this one I like too because it's very dull. It's blunt. If the needle tip is too sharp, I will not use a needle because I hate when it catches on the wool. Torben says, loads shotgun here, kitty, 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 kitty. Bruno wants to know if we can buy the cat a vibrator. What would a cat vibrator look like?
I would guess it would look very similar to cat penis.
Not for kids. Lila says, make sure they take both ovaries. Our vet took one the first time. Oh, God, no. Only one the first time. Can you imagine?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to.
No, we're going to clean house. I can't deal with that anymore.
I'm not going to be standing over the shoulder of the veterinarian and going, is that an ovary? Is that an ovary? Is that an ovary? I just trust that I know what I'm doing.
Oh, we've gone way beyond that for kids now. Torben says it got sin holes and it's called an ocarina. I prefer to think that he meant sin. No. Anyway. So next Saturday, let's play with ranged weapons then. Bows and arrows, and then, of course, enough rifles to kill a cat. No. But it'll be interesting to see. The cat will be one day back from the vet. The effect shall be very interesting. Thanks for putting up with. Look at all the happy celebration emojis. I bet that's from Robert.
No, they're just happy it's over.
They're happy it's over, and the cat is going to get fixed. And oh my God. No, it's Robert with the ranged weapons. I'm sure of it. 6 holes. No, I want sin holes. Talk about Freudian slip, Torben, says Robert. Okay, no, I'm loving the emojis in the chat here. Okay, but no, we'll try again on Saturday with maybe a quieter cat, maybe a whole different sound of moaning coming from that cat. I don't know. And ranged weapons, maybe no ocarinas in the background. But I think if I laugh anymore, I'm gonna need a lot more. I'm gonna need a lot more medication for my nose. My sinuses are just loaded. Catnip. Okay, but anyway, so next Saturday, 6:30. We were almost a couple minutes late today, but we did manage it. Starting out with cat puke. This just went downhill fast.
Do you still have the catnip spray thingy that you used with those guys?
Oh, maybe I do. We will look into.
Because any distraction right now can't make things worse. So
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Good luck with the kitty, Karen. Okay, have a good weekend. Thank you for all the emoji spam. I love it. You can see all these little hearts and things flying up. Okay, see you next week. Bye-bye.
bye.